Even though Samsung isn't using the same M14 display panel on the Z Fold 8 Ultra as it is on the S26 Ultra, it's still improving the display in some key areas. Most notably, peak brightness. The Z Fold 8 Ultra is expected to reach 3600 nits of peak brightness on its main inner display. For comparison, both the S26 Ultra and the Z Fold 7 top out at 2600 nits. If this turns out to be true, it's a massive upgrade because higher brightness makes the display much easier to see outdoors. That's especially important on a foldable where the crease and higher reflections can make visibility more challenging. So this would be a very welcome improvement. Now, even though iCineverse shared this information, the original source is someone I'm not familiar with, so I'd still take it with a grain of salt until we get more concrete evidence. Speaking of displays, the Z Fold 8 Ultra is also getting another major upgrade. We recently learned that Samsung is increasing the display resolution on the wider Z Fold 8, making both displays, especially the inner one, a bit more sharper than the Z Fold 7. But that's not all. According to iCineverse, Samsung has significantly increased the screen resolution on the Z Fold 8 Ultra as well. He didn't reveal the exact numbers, but the fact that he described it as significant gives me hope that Samsung is finally bringing the inner display much closer to the S26 Ultra in terms of sharpness. So with a brighter display, higher resolution, and a less noticeable crease, the Z Fold 8 Ultra is shaping up to deliver some meaningful display upgrades, even though it's still using the same M13 panel as last year. And if you're wondering, no, neither of the new foldables will feature the privacy display found on the S26 Ultra. Next up, we finally have the complete color lineup for the Z Fold 8 lineup. Starting with the Ultra, it will be available in 4 colors: cream, graphite, green shadow, and violet shadow. According to iCineverse, the cream version actually looks much closer to pure white than cream. Green shadow should look similar to the green finish we recently saw on the official Galaxy Watch 9 images, so it's almost certainly the same shade. Violet shadow will closely match the S26 Ultra's violet, while graphite is essentially black. The wider Z Fold 8 will also come in cream, graphite, lavender, and pistachio. And by the way, lavender and pistachio are basically the same shades as violet shadow and green shadow, just with different names. As for the Flip 8, it will be available in cream, graphite, mint, and pink. Keep in mind that some of these colors, especially green shadow, will likely be Samsung online exclusives. Next, we've got official cases for the wide Z Fold 8 and the Fold 8 Ultra. These are Samsung's own KindSuit cases, and interestingly, the packaging refers to the device as Galaxy New Fold instead of the Z Fold 8. That could mean one of two things. Either Galaxy New Fold is Samsung's internal code name, or these case renders are simply not real. At this point, we have enough reliable evidence that Samsung is officially calling it the Z Fold 8, so I'd lean more toward that. Next, we've got the official wallpapers for both the Z Fold 8 and the Fold 8 Ultra, including the live interactive wallpapers. If you want to download them, I'll leave the link in the description below. Moving on, we now have another confirmation of the Unpacked event date. Samsung is expected to unveil the new foldables on July 22nd in London, which matches previous reports. This latest report also reveals the release date, which is August 7th, which lines up with Samsung's usual launch schedule. So if history repeats itself, early pre-order customers will likely start receiving their devices around August 5th, while August 7th will be the official retail launch. Next up, someone in South Korea recently got hands-on time with the wider Z Fold 8, and here are the impressions they shared. First, they said the phone feels much lighter than it looks. In fact, they described it as unbelievably light for a device of this size. For context, the Z Fold 8 weighs just 201 grams, making it significantly lighter than the S26 Ultra, Z Fold 7, and the Z Fold 8 Ultra. They also mentioned that the crease has been improved so much that the inner display feels much closer to a regular non-foldable display when you run your finger across it. Samsung is reportedly using thicker ultra-thin glass on the wider Z Fold 8, something that apparently isn't being used on the Z Fold 8 Ultra. So it will be interesting to see whether the Ultra delivers the same level of crease reduction. It will certainly have a better crease than last year, but will it be as good as the wider model? We'll have to wait and see.